All right. Good morning, everybody, or good evening, wherever you are. Um, Back with another story, and this is a good one. We're going to really get into this one quite a bit because it's so common. Um, it's an interesting one, but, it could happen to anyone, or something like it could happen to anyone. So here we go. And this one is about this is from Dry Economist 2524. Hello world, I'm here to share my story. How a woman I met online on Tinder scammed me. I was just another guy looking for a date. Matched with a regular woman, nothing unusual. We started texting and soon moved the conversation to Telegram. Simple stuff. What do you like? What do you want? A little flirting, and honestly, some pretty good talking. Then came the love bombing. She started texting multiple times a day, sending pictures and really laying it on thick. About 5 days in, she casually mentioned, "Wow, I had such a good day today. I made $2,500 in Ethereum." I asked her about it, and she said her sister's husband is a big shot at Canyon Partners, an investment company. Apparently, he's got a team of researchers and shares data with her. Okay, cool. We kept chatting. 3 days later, she said, "Hey, I really like you and want to help. Let's set up a meeting with him. Maybe he'll take you on too." I was curious. I said, "Sure, why not?" We had a call at 10 p.m. local time. Pretty late for me, but I let that red flag slide. On the call, he explained what they do. Said I didn't have much to work with, but since this woman asked him to help, he agreed. And he had me share my screen so he could show me how to use an exchange. So I registered. He said there was a deal happening right now and I needed to transfer money into this exchange to get started. I was dumb enough to send USDC in there. And boom, within minutes, the money was in and we bought stocks. Long story short, I was never able to withdraw anything. They kept stalling me with verification demands. Wanted tax documents, bank statements, ID, the whole 9 yards. That's when it hit me. I'd been played. These people are patient, calm. They don't rush. And this woman, she slowly gained my trust. That's the part that really got me. I lost $26,000. Pretty much everything I had. I'm screwed. I need help, but I don't think it's right to ask anyone for money. It's a sad story. Okay. Yeah, very sad. I hope this person is figuring it out, but this story is not that old, so I hope by the time a lot of us read this, it's getting a little better. But anyhow, what happened is the user were matched with a woman on Tinder and moved the conversation to Telegram. So we're going to review this here. Telegram. Why? Why does it need to go on to Telegram? There's no reason for it. Love bombing, talking about outside investments, working at some place called Canyon Partners. There was a late night call. So indication, why are we meeting at 10 o'clock? I mean, that could happen with friends and stuff, but that's pretty late, and that might indicate to you that this isn't even coming from your country. And just spending that much money, facing endless verification demands afterwards, and the person realized it and it was too late. So this is a pretty classic pig butchering scam, romance-based investment scam where the trust is built over time. But this one I thought was sad because it's just a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So you need to start looking out for the red flags. So romantic interest with someone with excessive attention. Like why? Tinder. I mean, I've never actually used it at all. I mean, I was married way before it became popular, so I'm not the best person to ask about it. But like, I don't think it's really a platform that needs to be sent right over to Telegram. Telegram and WhatsApp, please. Like, that's one of the biggest things I want people to get out of this. And it's just if the conversation moves from text where it's usually, or in this case, I've never heard of one through Tinder, but I mean, it could happen through any platform. And they say, let's move the conversation to Telegram or WhatsApp. Just say, no, don't do it. That's the biggest red flag that I think that it's a scam. This person talking about investment opportunities, guaranteed returns after they've gotten this person's trust. I mean, it does. I mean, they got time, and you're not the only one they're scamming. You know, the idea is that they have a lot of people at once, and they're probably at some call center, and most likely it's not some pretty girl. I mean, I can almost guarantee it's not just some pretty girl. It's probably just some dude in a call center. Pressure to act quickly always happens. You know, I think probably a lot of this is repetitive, what I'm saying, but it's good to listen to different stories and examples. And I don't want to just assume that you all know this stuff. So that's why I like to restate it. Fake platforms that simulate earnings but block withdrawals. And I mean, sometimes they take your money, and then because they might know, like, okay, now this person might know that this is a scam, or maybe they think it might be, so they start asking for personal documents. Maybe knowing the person's not going to send them. You know, if somebody you know is affected by it, stop communication, warn them not to send any more money. You can report the scam to ic3.gov. You should report it to Tinder, to local law enforcement. You know, offer emotional support. It's, again, we talked about this before. Victims feel shame and isolation. They think it's just them, and they get really upset. And not only did they lose all this money, but they feel stupid, and they're not. I'll keep saying it. They're not stupid. It's not stupid people that fall for this. You know, OP, I'm sure, is not a stupid person, and she got caught up in this, and just unfortunately this happened to them. So let's go through a couple of comments that were really good here. Just Me 9974 says, first of all, everything on Telegram is a scam. If someone wants to talk to you on there, just assume it's a scam and move on. You were the victim of a very common scam called pig butchering. Unfortunately, the money you sent to the scammers is lost forever, and there's nothing you can do to get it back. Beware of recovery scammers that will now message you on here. Yeah, not only is the initial one a scam, you're looking at people who are saying, oh, I can help you recover your money. If you're going to try and recover your money, go to the bank or credit card that you used to pay the person. But it's crypto, so I don't know, because you converted it. This person converted it. So anyhow, the next comment was about Creepypasta. It's a fake investment scam. They send the victims to a fake investment crypto trading website and then show them fake earnings in their accounts. Since they control the platform, they can change the numbers. They'll even let the victims withdraw a bit to prove they're legit. Then they'll pressure the victim to deposit a large amount to take advantage of a special investment guaranteed to pay many multiples of their deposit. As soon as the money is sent, it goes straight to the scammer. There's no investment platform, despite being professional looking. There is an enormously successful and effective scam. This is an enormously successful and effective scam. Literally billion-dollar industry at this point, primarily based in Southeast Asian countries like Myanmar and Cambodia. The people at the top of the scam are making all the money. Some of the scammers are human trafficked prisoners, subject to torture if they don't meet quotas. Oh boy, that is really sad, but most likely there's truth in that. It's a whole nother story, but I mean, yeah, it's sad. But unfortunately, that's the world we live in. But yeah, don't fall for that. Really good comment by Creepy Poster there. Lots of really good points. And a last comment here is from Look, I picked the username. Well, I like that comment. Losing that money sucks. But for your mental health, it's important to focus on the positives. You caught it quickly. You realized something wasn't adding up quickly and cut your losses before you started begging friends and family for money and taking out payday loans. We constantly see victims on this sub who refuse to accept they've been scammed, no matter how many people tell them otherwise. And as soon as they get pulled out of one scam, they're diving headfirst into the next. So I know how easy it is to spend years beating yourself up about a loss like this, but it's really important to keep in mind that it could have been much worse. Just money, you'll earn it back, and you've learned an incredibly valuable lesson, and will hopefully be able to spot future scams before losing your shirt again. It's possible that losing this $26K now saved you from losing $500K in 10 or 20 years. Yeah, so the stories are full of it. Usually the stories on Reddit are talking about someone they know, like their grandmother or their friend or spouse, that keeps falling for one scam after the next. Boy. I really wish that there was some heavier penalties for this, and I wish we could come up with a way to get these people locked up and realize, get them basically before this happens, some sort of red flag or whatever we can do. But I think the best thing to do is for right now, is just to keep sharing stories and trying to keep people aware that this stuff happens and what to do when it does happen. But yeah, so I know I spent a lot of time on this one particular story, and I'll probably do it again. I would say it's probably the one that makes me the most mad, because it preys on people's desperation, and it preys on people trusting in a relationship, and then it gets crazy pretty quick. But yeah, so if you have any comments on this, go ahead and please put them. Share the podcast with someone if you can. I mean, I'm really just trying to help people. I do this, out of the kindness of my heart, to try and bring as much awareness to this as possible. I really enjoy doing this. So I would appreciate it if you were to share it or like it. And maybe, you help somebody out that you don't even know. But that's it for now. We'll be making another one shortly, and it is Saturday here, so I hope everybody has a really great weekend. And I will talk to you soon.